We're broadcasting live on YouTube right now, but that's just the only thing I got on there is just the audio only because the video don't want to cooperate at the moment. But we are live on YouTube.
Audio is always better anyways for Sherika.
What?
Said audio is always better for you anyway, Sherika.
You don't like video.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with no video.
But that's how you see this stuff. I'll tell you that.
Lauren, are you there?
Last night was intense.
Holy crap. All right, we're going to go ahead and go live, I guess.
Or you want headphones so you can hear?
And we already got somebody watching on YouTube.
It was me.
Huh?
It was me.
It was you?
She's not even active on Facebook.
Maybe she ain't coming on. We'll go ahead and start.
She's probably sleeping.
We're going to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can't hear you, Lauren. Might have to check your mic connection.
Who's Mike?
We're live now. Are you there, Lauren? Maybe, maybe not. She said she can hear us, but we can't hear her.
That downside there.
I guess we can hear Eric and he can hear us all right. All right. We're going to go ahead and go live. Hopefully she can figure it out. Going live now. What's up, everybody? Sorry about the delay. We was trying to get Lauren on. Welcome back to another episode of this Saturday night show here on Darknite Radio. So I am going to be missing a co-host tonight. Mr. Justin McGuire will be unable to join us for this episode, unfortunately, due to an issue not having a babysitter for tonight. But either way, we are here live and in full effect. It's been an eventful last 2 days for the Darknite Paranormal Society crew, to say the least. It's been a long, tiring 2 days for all of us here. Of course, we're here to give you all this lovely radio show, but I do have, on a positive note, Lauren, of course, co-host Lauren will be here, and also Mr. Tim Moses as well as Sherika. They will be joining in, and of course, for the very first time, we finally welcome Mr. Erik Knapp here on Darknite Radio. We'll go ahead and get this thing rolling along. I'm sure y'all hear me jab enough as it is. We'll go ahead and get it rolling along. So, Erik, if you would just kind of introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about the kind of work you do. Oh, yeah, definitely. And it seems like it seems like time flies when you're having fun, so they say. But it really does. Me personally, I've been doing it 5 years now. Was previously with another group before me and Justin, one of the other co-hosts of Darknite Radio, started Darknite Paranormal Society, which is our group now. And as Darknite, we've been a group for a little over a year now, going on a year and a half, I believe. So been to a lot of cool stuff, and we was talking a little bit briefly before the show, Eric, about a lot of the paracons and stuff that you'll be speaking at. And like you said, what, 6, wasn't it, that you had told me before the show? That's awesome. That we're in to meet new individuals, new groups. It's all about para unity and social networking and stuff with each other. And that's why some of these paracons and stuff that we'll be going to. And I've actually made a lot of friends in this field. A lot of friends. I met a lot of interesting and fun people to be around and to talk to. And some of them have helped me out more than they know already. So it's always a good thing. If you would just tell everybody kind of like what got you how your show.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us, like you said, a lot of us want that same thing. We have experiences with it. Some of them incredible, like yours, where you see entities standing there with your own eyes, and you want to determine what you saw and get more information about it and see what else is out there. For me, I actually lived in a house, of course. As well as yourself, I've been a believer in the paranormal my whole life. I've had many numerous experiences, and back then, what I can say is I really didn't acknowledge it, or I tried to push it out of my mind and ignore it. And then just I think it was about 6 or 7 years ago, there was a house that I lived in with an ex-girlfriend at the time. There's a house that I lived in here in Fort Smith, Arkansas, where I'm from and whatnot, and a lot of strange things happened. We'd be laying in bed in the middle of the night. It'd be like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Typical, right? I know, but it'd be like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a bigger house. It's 5 bedrooms, had an upstairs, and you would hear kids running through the house in the middle of the night. Now, don't get me wrong. She had quite a few kids. She actually had 6. And they would be running, and you'd hear kids running through the house in the middle of the night. And I'd be like, what the hell's going on here? I mean, what is this? And then, so I'd go upstairs thinking, I was expecting one of the kids to be up out of the bed, or the kid, and I'd go up there and they'd all be sound asleep. And another strange thing that happened in that house, her youngest was 5 or 6 years old, little boy. And he comes beating on the door at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, talking about the devil opened the door. But in all actuality, kids see more than most of us adults do, in all honesty, in that aspect of it. And I definitely know that without a shadow of a doubt. And I believe that 110%. But so our bedroom was across from the dining room. And in the dining room, you could actually see, you could actually, or you, if there was a door to outside in the dining room directly across from our bedroom door. And so we open our bedroom door and we're looking directly across us. And I go over there. So I run out there thinking somebody kicked in the door or whatnot. I went all the way around the block, around the neighborhoods. I didn't see, and the door was unlocked and standing wide open. I'm all like, okay. So then I just actually had contacted the lead investigator of my old group. And I was all, I've been interested in this most of my life, about checking out these haunted locations and whatnot. And actually that hospital that I'd mentioned to you before the show started, that was my very first actual investigation. So, and ever since I've been hooked. Oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot of people are all like, you just like the adrenaline rush. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and lie to everybody and be like, oh, I don't like the adrenaline rush. I love the adrenaline rush. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I like discovering the truth that we wouldn't have known otherwise if we didn't do what we do. And helping people. It's always been about helping people to me. And people are all like, "Would you do you do private residence?" I'm all, absolutely. That's one of the main ones. That I mean, I go to a lot of bigger locations. I've been to a few. I've been to Bobby Mackey's. I've been to Squirrel Cage Jail in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We done an old schoolhouse. There was a Palmyra house in Palmyra, Missouri. It's an old slave plantation. I done that one. I've done several locations, but I still, if somebody calls and they're like, we've been having trouble in our house, can you help us out? I'll be right there. And yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. When they call us, when duty calls, metaphorically speaking, it's time to go to work.
We're the Ghostbusters.
Even if you don't get paid for it. I mean, even if you don't get paid for it. And one of the funniest things is the first question. I don't know about y'all personally, but one of the first questions that people ask us is, "Do y'all charge? How much do y'all charge?" Yeah, I'm like, we don't charge anything at all. We never charge, never will. I mean, we will throw out there, especially if we got to travel a ways. I'll be like, if y'all want to make a donation, cost, whatever the case may be, it's greatly appreciated. We never ask for it. It's not required. We'll come out there either way and help you and try to get a resolution for you. So So I haven't got to check out your show a whole lot, being honest. But I definitely plan on it. We've just been really busy here lately as well. So if you that's definitely awesome. So what is like, if you would just tell everybody a little bit about your show in general. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. I would love to be able to. I hope one day get a sponsorship eventually over time and be able to travel. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of locations that I would love to get to. And to anybody out there that knows, if you don't have a sponsorship or nothing, we pay for all of this out of our own pockets. And it's not cheap by no means. Some of these locations that we go to, Waverly Hills, for example, what yeah, Waverly Hills, just for that location alone, it's cost me almost $1,100. It was like $1,050. Are you still there? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I can see, like, I see you, or I don't see you. I don't know what happened with Skype. I minimized it and it closed it out. I can still hear you even though Skype isn't pulled up. Hold on. Let's see what happened here. Can you still hear me okay? Can you see us now? Lauren, are you there? She's not there. So out of the locations you've been to so far, I know you've been to a lot. You've been doing this for over. What are some of your most memorable moments or experiences that you've had? Yeah, there's some of those moments that we'll never forget. We never and they're crazy. Those moments can be very, very crazy. There's have you ever been at a have you sounds like Lauren got on there finally. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, so Have you ever been to a location where it scared you enough to make you run?
Oh, I didn't get scared out of it. I just ran faster than everybody else.
Yeah, that.
See, these guys, I have a camera, and all I can see is this screen in my face. So my eyes are dilated to this screen, and I hear windows being tapped on. We hear a metal pipe being dragged, and next thing I knew was they say, "Don't run." I'm already on edge because Sherrick is laughing, and it sounds like another person is laughing with her. So I'm like, there's something going on. There's something wrong. And the energy just started building and building. And they hear something, and I hear them scuffling like they're getting ready to run. I locate underground utilities. So when you see two gas people, they're looking for a leak, and you see them running, you run too. Same thing here. It's in the pitch black dark. You hear people running, you're going to run that way too. But I turned around and I outran them all, and they are all stopped. So I screamed. I sounded like a little girl because I ran towards the door that we had just heard the bangs coming from, and I had to run back towards them. So.
Yeah,
I wish we could pull up the video.
that hospital.
Oh my god.
That hospital, and I was telling you about that. I ain't gonna lie, that's the only location I've ever been. Mackey's is it's bad. There's a lot of bad spirits there, and honestly, now the women got scared at Bobby Mackey's in the
We got
basement.
rushed out of the basement.
The women
We
got
didn't
ran
run,
out of the
but we
basement
got
by
rushed
whatever
out.
was in there. Me and Justin, my co-lead investigator, we actually, me and him went down in the basement. We stayed down there. But we didn't run out. It didn't run us out or nothing. But the girls, and it's kind of messed up, the girls in our group, Laura and Sherika and her friend, and Sherika's friend was in there. My sister Krista was down in the basement together. And me and Justin kind of made a bet. We're all like, we bet they won't make it 10 minutes in that basement down there. Not even 10 minutes later, it ran them out of the basement. And yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it is. There's cities there, but it's not as bad as Ghost Adventures and the rest of them made it seem. Yeah. I mean, would I go back there? Yeah, it's an interesting location. Upstairs in Carl's apartment and in the basement is where we got the most activity. Upstairs in Carl's apartment, me and Justin heard a female talk to us with our own ears up there. And those are some of my favorite moments when you just hear them out of the blue with no equipment whatsoever. You hear them talk to you. Those are incredible moments. But as far as like living up to the hype, no, not really. Not really. But I mean, it's not, I mean, it's kind of pricey, but it's not really that expensive for a bigger location like that. It was like $595, I think we paid for that. So it wasn't really too bad, but like I said, it definitely wasn't what I expected it was going to be. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a few myself. Now, I can say I don't know if you've ever saw where Ghost Adventures went to Fort Chaffee here in Arkansas or not, though. Uh, but the Fort Chaffee prisons in Arkansas. But I actually did get to go into. I actually did get to investigate the Fort Chaffee prisons. Didn't disappoint. Um, there was definitely some dark energy there. There was definitely some scary moments out there. Unfortunately, though, it's one of those events. They tore it down. We can't get back out there. Something about asbestos, and that's a whole nother spill, though, because there was a hospital out there that mysteriously burnt down from a fire, and they suspect it was for insurance purposes. But I ain't throwing that one out there, even though I just did. But I ain't gonna get too deep into the details in that because our government doesn't seem to appreciate it too much. But hey, no, but
still work for the government.
yeah. No, but out of the locations you've been, like, what would be some of your favorite locations? That's the one. That's the one that I was talking about earlier. Oh, we're definitely getting up there. It's just a matter. Yeah, yeah, Hansdale House. I definitely want to check out. Lefwich Village or Letchworth Village went out as well. Um, and of course, another big one on my list is the Lizzie Borden House. I know Lauren wants to go there as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. Wow.
Touched.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That would be that. I'm not gonna lie. It probably creeped me out a little bit too. I got this ghost poking my balls. What the hell?
My wife would read
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Tim knows about being sexually harassed by entities, don't you, Tim?
Yeah, my ass has been grabbed a few times.
At a couple of different locations. It's
My
not
wife's
just one.
if something was poking me in the nuts, I'm pretty sure my wife would re-kill whatever's touching me.
Yeah, that Lizzie Borden's. Yeah.
Winchester.
What basement isn't?
It's like a portal or something.
There's not too many basements that I've been in that didn't have at least a little bit of activity in there. Some of them a lot more than others. Like that old hospital, it wasn't quite as bad as it usually is last night. But that basement in that old hospital though, they had a morgue. There's a morgue down there where it was an office. Movie at one point in time, and they're all, and when he's all the power of Christ compels you, and he's throwing the holy water on her, and well, so he did, and then we started chanting it in unison, and then we start laughing. And about that time, out of the dark room, from directly behind where Justin is standing, you hear a loud male voice come out of the room clear as day and yell at us to go. And I'm not going to lie, when I froze up for a second, and Justin's all, what the hell do we do? I said, we go, go, go. And we took off running. About that is, as we were running out of the basement floods when it rains. As we were running out of the basement, you could hear something physically running through the water behind us, chasing us out of the basement. Yeah, and we didn't leave the location. Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that,
I would probably throw them through a loop like, what the fuck are they doing?
Towards
me.
At that moment though, when you have that your adrenaline's pumping and you're all like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. And then we didn't leave the location though. It didn't run us out of the location. We actually went back down there and tried to get the same thing to happen again. Naturally it didn't. But it was still pretty cool. The second time we went back, it was pretty funny. We don't know from, because none of us had a penny or nothing. None of us was putting out any change, and it was like it just flew out of nowhere and went right by where me and Destin were sitting. Yeah, and then another thing that happened is nobody was up in the upper floors, and them old hospitals, they have laundry chutes. So we had shortly after that, it sounded like something got through down the laundry chute. Like you heard it clank, and then it hit the floor in that dark room when we heard that entity. And what's funny about that is the whole group was down there with us the second time. Nobody was up on the upper floors. I'm like, that's kind of strange, but we'll go with it. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. That's just like you said earlier. That's one of those experiences I mean, my whole life. I'll never forget that. Like I said, though, and I've said this before. I mean, I feel like this is my calling. It's what I live for a lot of times. I mean, it's what I get super excited no matter how many times I've been to a location. I get super excited every time we go back there. Yeah, I get super excited about the new locations that we've never investigated, finally going to get to investigate. But at the same time, I'm still getting excited about the older locations we've been to several times. Especially, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, it's never done. We can never gather enough information from a location, and it seems like every time we go there, you can't ever relive that moment. You can't ever, no matter how hard we try to re-envision that moment or recreate that moment of time that we experienced and whatnot, it's virtually impossible. And that's some of the best ones, though. I mean, that's some of our best experiences, because that just goes to show that it was nothing we could explain, because no matter how hard we try, we can't recreate it. So do you use any like protection or anything like that when you go into? Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say I had never had nothing come home with me, because I have a couple of times. Me, for the most part, you're a lot like me and Justin. Basically, we're like you said. I feel like I'm Superman. I can't be touched sometimes, and patience, but it's that experience that I'm seeking. It's that it's that live in the moment type experience. Like, you never know what's going to be thrown at you at any given time, what you're going to go through and whatnot. And so, but I mean, here lately, I've been kind of protecting myself more at my team members' wishes right here sitting beside me. But I mean, we'll do like prayers and whatnot, and grounding. We'll ground ourselves. But at the same time, I'm also very well protected. I'm protect, as bad as I hate to say this, and it may sound crazy, but I do have some, I guess you can say, demons that protect me. I mean, they're not like harmful demons, and I have angels as well. I have spirit guides and whatnot. But I'm the type of person, I work with both sides of the spectrum. Like, I'll use both, especially when it comes to like darker cases. A lot of times you can't there's a lot of times, I mean, you can bring in a Christian priest and whatnot, but at the same time, there's times where I've seen Christian priests don't get me wrong, I don't dabble in that cult or nothing, but I just kind of use both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every single time, and that's what we have to do. I mean, and we know that. I mean, this is what I signed up for. I know what's. I mean, we never know what's going to happen to us at a location. There's no way for us to know what to expect or what we're walking into 99% of the time, even in the process.
I'm a big one on grounding. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Very big on it.
she. Yeah, that's sometimes you kind of got to hold on, guys. I think Spreaker's froze up
Nope,
on
it's
us.
just doors down, I think.
No, it's froze. Ask them if they can still hear us.
They can't. And Kim said she lost us too.
Gotta love it. That's what I was saying earlier, Eric. Them technical difficulties. Yeah, it's my demons. No, they usually don't bother me most of the time. What?
Don't hear a whisper.
Hey, it's working again. I didn't even have to restart. I thought we was gonna have to restart it. Yeah, it's working now, Jen. Yeah, they can hear us. It's working.
Sound like there's a whisper, so there you go.
So you said, have you ever been out to any of the locations out on the West Coast yet? Oh yeah, that's awesome. And now with that sponsorship, it'll probably make it easier on you too to get out there. Yeah, I haven't been out. Go ahead. No, I said we haven't got to go out to the West Coast yet either. We haven't made it out that far to investigate. So far, I've only mainly investigated in the central United States. I've been out to Kentucky and basically might as well say Ohio. I've been out that way, but as far basically the states I've investigated in, I've investigated in Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas. So that's the only states I've got to investigate in so far. No, I didn't. I was gonna go. I was gonna go take the daytime tour because we were right by it. Council Bluffs, Iowa, is where we were at actually investigating the Squirrel Cage jail, and they don't do the daytime tours in the winter, so we didn't get to go. Yeah. While we were up there, we also got to do a tour of Malvern Manor while we were up there. You good, Tim?
Yeah. When it all messed up, I heard the whisper and said, "There you."
I'm gonna try. I'm probably going to have to close YouTube because it's wanting to run slow. That might be what's slowing it down.
Well, when Spreaker froze, you and Eric and it said, "There you go," and it started working.